I think good energy. I think the ability for us to do some stuff with those 2 hours in the summer where our coaches are around and our guys are here allows us to get, I think, started a little bit quicker. Yes, it's year 3, but I think some of that stuff allows us to have installs already done, have guys got a better feel for it. The 1s and the 2s are pretty smooth at what they're doing, and now it's about cramping and things like that, because the things you can't train for, even when you're in the summer with the conditioning, with the strength coach, you can't train for the anxiety and the different things that happen when the cameras go on and coaches are there with not screaming and hollering, but correcting you on every little thing you do.
Defense a little ahead of offense at this point?
It seemed like that maybe this afternoon. I think they're a little bit simpler maybe from the get-go. I think 3 years into it, but there's some new guys. There's some different guys at wide receiver, I think. So I think that's where we're trying to play some of those 2 tight ends out there. I think so the offense maybe has a little bit more in, so at times it might look that way, but again, we're pretty good at running the football, and when you throw those pads on up front, I think things change a lot.
First look at the line. Ferg moves to left tackle. McConnell was up there with the ones at the right side. Explain that.
Well, we got a big battle. We got to figure out what's going to, how we're going to adjust that. I think we're going to ask Ferg probably to move over to the left side, and it's a challenge to him, but I think that's when he's best. Last year, a guy that hadn't played at all, and then we gave him a challenge in the spring and in the summer, and he really answered the bell last year. So our chance to kind of put him over there, give him some more challenges, and then let a 3-man rotation at the other side kind of see who's gonna kind of take it and run with it, and find out a lot here in the next 20 so days.
Looks like Perry Young is really running well. What is his status for being able to do full go and so forth?
Well, he looks really bad in that beard right now, but we won't get into that. I can take his beard looking bad as long as his knee feels good. He's back to being Perry. You can feel his energy out there. You can feel his excitement. Sometimes he's running really fast in the wrong direction a couple of times, but I think that's just knocking a little rust off, and we're excited to have him back. I think the guys out there are excited to have him back.
You obviously knew it was a possibility, but any thoughts on the final James Hudson appeal?
No, I'm gonna kind of wait right now. I'm trying to get some more information on what exactly happened, and we've got a couple other things out there until we figure out how this whole thing works out. We're gonna just kind of wait and see.
Do you have any sense on a timeline for other waivers?
I'm hoping here pretty quick. I mean, we might get some ideas here this Friday on some, and the other ones might be another week from Friday. So. Not really positive on it. I think that's cost me a lot of my summer, and probably a lot of people their summers in some of these tough situations. But what's another week or so? We just got to get a plan for how we got to move forward.
What's the benefit of having Ferg's moving, but he has that experience? A guy like Morgan and even Jakari was able to come in and play some games.
To be honest with you, I think putting Ferg over there right now on the left side. For Jeremy Cooper, who's right now going to be the starting left guard, who's a redshirt freshman who got high hopes for, but now you're putting him right next to a senior and a guy that's played and started every game last year. A combination there to gain some confidence on that side, I think is big. And I think like anybody, I think if you set somebody with a challenge, that's how they grow. Right now it would be tough for Ferg. He doesn't maybe have somebody and technically to push him as much, to try to take that spot from him. But now you move him to the other side, give him some other things to focus and work on. I think that's what gives Ferg a chance to be even better.
You talked a lot about the cornerback room and how much you had to deal with injuries through the spring. But did a guy like Taj Ward really jump at that opportunity, because he was some time running with the ones today?
It's the only way you get better at this game is playing it, and that means whether it's tag some sorts with no pads on or thud, him having the ability through all spring to probably take all the 1 reps and get a lot of work at that. I think you can see his confidence level rising, and another year in the program getting stronger and faster gives him an opportunity. But I think our challenge this year is going to be, hey, it's really tough to go through the schedule we play, the pace that we play at with 2 or 3 corners. So we got to be able to find at least 4 or 5 guys that we feel confident they can roll in there.
Do you have to treat James like a redshirt player, where you try to keep him positive, try to get through this year and use it for development?
Yeah, it is, and it's going to be difficult. And I've already had 2 meetings with him. We'll have another one here this afternoon or later this afternoon, just to make sure that everything's all right. And I think that's the biggest thing. We're going to challenge him. We've got some plans for him to how we can make him a lot better and what he can do for us. But a big part of that is going to be challenging the mind and see how we can handle those things.
Everybody good?
Never heard that before.
What brings you guys?
Your kids